That wannabe film class. Yep, that's what we're going with.
Oh no,
that was a choice.
Do you want to make music? Do you want to serenade our audience instead?
Never in a million years would I want to do that.
Exactly. This is this burden that I bear, the sacrifice that I have made.
But you don't have to do it. You don't have to.
We need music to introduce this.
Need is a strong word.
I mean, every podcast has music.
But we're not like other girls.
Oh, no.
This is the Manic Pixie Dream podcast. Change your name.
Yes. We're rebranding.
Is it the Manic Pixie Dream podcast or the Manic Pixie Dreamcast? And then we only talk about Dreamcast games, but we're also Manic Pixie Dream girls.
Yes.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to That Wannabe Film Class, the show where we love movies. So each month we choose a theme and our members bring one movie that fits the theme for us to talk about. Maybe it's a movie they love. Maybe it's a movie they've been dying to see. Maybe it's a movie they just find interesting. I am Ben Bellevue. And today I am joined by my co-host, as always, the supervillain seducer herself, Chloe Naylor.
That's me. You know it.
Yes, it is. We are also joined by our special guest for the month, Éva Enriquez. Hi, Ava.
Hello. It's me.
How are you?
I'm tired.
It is you. I'm sure. You didn't sleep much last night, right?
Or any night.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
That's my brand.
Exhaustion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out. This month, we are talking about rom-com movies. This is our final episode of the month. And for that final episode, we are talking about the movie that Ava's brought, which is music and lyrics. Ava, before we dive into that, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? Who are you? What do you do? What are you about? Give us the lowdown.
I am a person who is also, hopefully, who is also an artist and animator. Longtime fan of the show. Happy to be here. I've had a long time crush on one of your cast members. She really takes my breath away. It's just, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's so like discreet and unspecific so that we can never really figure it out. Like there's no giveaway there that's like only targeted at one person.
Mm-mm.
We'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to keep it ambiguous.
We'll never know.
Leave them wanting
Makes
more.
sense. An enigma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I try.
So you also, obviously this is RomCom month, as I said, and we reached out to you to be the guest for RomCom month because you love rom-coms very much. Do you want to talk a little bit about like why you love rom-coms, what makes them special to you? I know we've already mentioned your rom-com ranking list on this show earlier in the month because it's very long. You've watched many of them.
It's long, but I'm so mad. You guys were so mean to me. Logan was mean to me. Logan was mean to my list.
Yeah.
He tore into me.
Rude.
I wasn't
and
expecting
that's why he's
to be
not
brought
here
up.
because we killed him.
You know,
Exactly.
I appreciate
You're mean to
it.
Ava, we kill you. Yes.
I like that I have my own hit squad.
Mhm.
And yeah,
I got you.
that's the real purpose of this
We know
podcast.
you can kill people yourself, but we just figure like we give you deniability.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, I'm busy,
Mhm.
Y'all seem
That
free.
makes sense. The hard life of an animator.
True.
True. But yeah, rom-coms. I enjoy them. For a lot of different reasons though. I think most importantly, I think that rom-coms are kind of an underrated form of storytelling. Mostly because I think that being able to tell larger stories and larger stories about different kinds of people coming from different backgrounds through the through line of like human connection as the main thing is really interesting. Also, I'm a big softie and have mushy feelings inside and like watching people fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But don't tell
That's
anyone.
sweet.
And we'll keep it a secret.
Yeah, I'm trying to be
it's
a badass.
Fine. No one listens to this podcast anyway.
Exactly. You can't be catching feelings.
It's true.
Can't be catching feelings.
I've never been in love with anyone ever.
The
Weird.
joke here is
The joke is here that I'm married to Ava.
It's true.
That's the joke.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Among like her 12 other wives?
8.
8?
Yeah.
I thought it was 12.
I'm
I
not
feel
that
like you're lying.
promiscuous.
Is Chloe wife number 1?
2.
Two, that makes
Close.
sense.
After my 8 years best friend. We've known each other since we were 12.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Sure.
Just,
that checks out. That's fair. Yeah.
That's fair. I will take it.
Frankly, a power move on Chloe's part.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting that close.
True. 2 is high. 2 is high.
Yeah.
True.
So, this week, like I said, we're talking about music and lyrics. So, Ava, of all the rom-coms that you have seen, the long list of romantic comedies you are familiar with, why music and lyrics? What about this movie stands out to you?
Hugh Grant, who he's got great hair. B, Drew Barrymore. I was very gay for her when I was a kid, when she was in Charlie's Angels. She was in those tight pants and I lost my mind. And so now, this movie is a perfect encapsulation of my bi experience.
Nice.
Also, my aunt had it as a DVD in our car. So when I was little and as working as an extra on the TV show Charmed, we would drive down to downtown LA every single day and I would watch music and lyrics. And so the first song in the movie, Pop Goes My Heart, plays in the background of my head almost every time I zone out. And so that's just the soundtrack to my life. So yeah.
That's perfect.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It's fun.
It's cute. Yeah.
So, Chloe, for you hadn't seen this movie before, right? Did you have any impressions of it going in? Did you have any thoughts about it?
Head empty, no thoughts, because the first time I heard about it was you saying this is the movie next week. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's fair. I understand that. I think the first time I heard about it was Ava talking about it not that long ago. So I understand. I get you.
Thank you for understanding.
Of course. Anytime. This movie is, before we dive into the movie itself, let's talk a little bit about the people who've put this together. And boy, what a crew it is. This movie is directed and written by Mark Lawrence. He started his career in film as a writer on Family Ties. So I guess technically that was a career in television, but you know what I mean. He also has written, most notably, Miss Congeniality 1 and 2, starring Sandra Bullock. He is also the director and writer of 2 Weeks Notice, Did You Hear About the Morgans? And Noelle, which recently released on Disney Plus and was quite bad. Ava saw, she knows.
It was terrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kept forgetting Bill Hader was in it. Yeah.
That's because he was the best part, but also around far too little.
That's true.
Bill, I love you. Call me. The music for this movie is also primarily written by Adam Schlesinger.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's his name.
But did he also do the lyrics?
He is most of them. He did most of the music and lyrics.
Haha.
Much like Cora did. Well, did Cora do most of her music and lyrics? Did they ever tell us if all of her songs were written for her?
No.
Okay. But Adam Schlesinger is most known for being one of the band artists, performers, persons on Fountain of Waynes, which is the band that did Stacy's mom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great song.
So whenever you hear any song from this movie, you can just think of Stacy's mom and how she's got it going on. She's all I want. And I've waited for so long.
Keep going. You got it?
Nope.
You go through the whole song.
I already took that longer than I needed to.
Yeah.
Some of the music is also written by Clyde Lawrence, who is writer-director Mark Lawrence's son. He wrote he started his writing career writing the beauty pageant song for Miss Congeniality at the tender young age of 6. 6-year-old Clyde Lawrence wrote the beauty pageant song for Miss Congeniality. He wrote it because his dad was having trouble finding a song he liked enough for the movie. And that sounds like nepotism, but the song was chosen by producers who weren't Mark Lawrence without knowing who the songwriter was. So he just won off of his, presumably he got into the running because of his dad helping him in, but it was chosen off of his own merits. And it is also the origin of She's Beauty, She's Grace, because that's from that song. So in other words, a 6-year-old wrote that.
Incredible.
Wow. More talented than I will ever be.
Mood.
It also made him the youngest in the Songwriters Guild of America.
Damn.
Because that song got him in.
Look him go.
For this movie, he wrote Dance With Me Tonight, the song that you hear at the amusement park after he sings Pop Goes My Heart. And he also wrote some of the score. He is also part of the brother-sister team that makes up Lawrence the Band, which is one of my favorite bands, along with his little sister, Gracie. Do I want a remake of Music and Lyrics or a sequel to Music and Lyrics where Lawrence writes all the music for it? Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The cast is also very interesting. We have Hugh Grant playing Alex Fletcher. Hugh Grant being, as Éva has said, a brilliant head of hair. We've also seen that in our last movie where Kumail Nanjiani, both in character and as a real human being, is obsessed with him, and I love it. I understand you, Kumail. And he's also a very, very significant figure in romantic comedies, as I'm sure Éva can attest as the expert on romantic comedies. He's in a lot of them.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Hair quality varies, though.
Hair quality does vary. It goes back and forth. As a rom-com actor, that's kind of where he got his start with Four Weddings and a Funeral, which is what like really kicked him off into the stratosphere of stardom. He has also been in Notting Hill, About a Boy, Bridget Jones' Diary, Love Actually, and Sense and Sensibility. Sense and Sensibility isn't really a rom-com, but it is a romance, so close enough. Non-romance movie-wise, he's been in Cloud Atlas, which the Wachowskis made, and I've never seen, but I've heard mixed things about. And Paddington 2, which, as we all know, is a perfect movie.
Best movie ever.
I'm so glad I've corrupted you.
Oh no, there are two of them.
I'm sorry.
Betrayal.
I'm so sorry. Listen, I almost cried over his tweets to Florence Pugh.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Really
yes.
cute.
Those were really cute.
Really cute tweets.
I just got a slew of tweets sent to me that were just like, Ben's probably freaking out. And I'm like, you can follow him. But yeah, thanks for telling me.
I'm tweeting about it. You can see.
Yeah.
There's a Florence Pugh made marmalade t-shirt. Ava's seen it. I showed it to her yesterday.
I have.
That is being sold for a limited time. And by time, I mean today and tomorrow.
Oh.
And it's taking every ounce of willpower in me to not buy that shirt.
Is it cute?
Because I am poor. I mean, it's just a shirt that says Florence Pugh made marmalade.
Oh, I thought
like,
there was, like
it's more of a joke than anything. But I like the joke, you know?
But like,
it's my kind of joke.
That's
a little
like a very
overly
Ben
film nerd. Two things I love: Florence Pugh, Paddington references. I realize
mean,
marmalade isn't inherently a Paddington reference, but still
it kind of
associated
is
with that.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
Do it.
marmalade matter if Paddington didn't exist? I would argue no.
You're a fake fan, though. You don't like marmalade.
What?
I don't hate
Paddington would be
marmalade.
disappointed.
I just. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm so sorry, Paddington. My son.
Yeah, the bear hates you now.
Oh no.
That's untrue. The bear hates no one. He is a good man. Boy, what age is Paddington?
I want to say either like 5 or
45.
45. Yeah, somewhere in between there.
One of those.
45 was the first number I thought of, but I definitely didn't think you'd go as young as 5.
He's got very many childlike personality traits.
He was able to legally work. He's at least 16.
No, he's a child.
Yeah.
16-year-olds are children. I've seen TikTok. Those aren't adults.
Yeah, but 16-year-olds are shits. And he's not a shit.
No.
That's true.
He's a good boy.
That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's so pure.
He's a good boy. Anyway.
Anyway.
Every time.
Hugh Grant is known for approaching roles like a character actor. So he tries to because a lot of his movies are rom-coms, and a lot of rom-coms get a bad rap for being simplistic and not super difficult performance-wise. But he puts a lot of work into really getting in the character of his performance, not just being a leading man type, but actually being an interesting, very engaged actor. And he has also vehemently defended performing in romantic comedies and in comedies in general, because he thinks it is a very difficult thing to do, and that people being a real actor is someone who does dramatic roles where they cry on screen and get awards, and he's I literally don't care. You're all idiots and I don't give a shit.
Love him.
Yeah. He also hates celebrity. Fundamentally. He complains about it frequently.
Okay.
I like him.
Love that man.
Good man.
I love him so much. He's also very British. And I don't just mean he has a thick British accent and he's from Britain. His ancestry is so British aristocrat and like British significant historical figures, it is A, insane, but B, it's a lot of like titles I don't understand. Because I was on his Wikipedia page and I was like looking at like, oh, he said it from this person and they're like the this of this. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. This is too British for me.
It's fine. It's a fake
I'm
country
past
anyways.
my depth.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a real country, it wouldn't be an island.
It's true. But isn't every continent an island?
Well, I mean, technically not every continent is an island because some continents are connected to other continents.
Yeah, but then they're all surrounded by water in the end.
She's saying this like it's her idea. We had this exact debate in reverse like 2 days ago.
You can't prove that.
I was the one saying that.
You can't prove anything.
No, I wasn't there, so it didn't happen. She's got a point.
This is slander.
You're stealing my content.
Where's your proof?
Yeah. Show me the receipts. Exactly.
I'm sorry.
See?
I can't hold this up in a court of law.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
The movie also stars Drew Barrymore, as Ava mentioned in the discussion of her mutual attraction, the bisexual experience that this movie provides. Drew Barrymore played Sophie Fisher. She has been in Hollywood for ever. Like, forever. She gained her significant amount of fame at the age of 7 with her role in E.T., and then went on to have a messy childhood / life. I don't know how familiar you guys are with like the life and times of Drew Barrymore, but it's wild. Were you familiar with this, Ava? As the music and lyrics Yeah.
No.
So first of all, she's like Hollywood royalty, like the Hollywood royaltiest of Hollywood royalty. Her godfather is Steven Spielberg.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember that.
She is entrenched in this world. And because of that, alongside just like the massive amount of celebrity she got, she comes from a line of alcohol problems. Her father and her grandfather had serious alcohol problems. She went to rehab at the age of 13 and then again at the age of 14. She became emancipated from her family when she was 15 and lived on her own in an apartment in West Hollywood after emancipation. She also had like a rebellious stage in the 90s, which is after she went through all of these other things, where she had 2 failed engagements and a failed marriage.
Oof.
And like they're the kind of failed engagements and marriages where you're like, why did you do this to begin with? You know, because there's some people where it's like, oh yes, like you met this person, you were together for 5 years, you got married, you were together for 5 years after that, you got divorced. Hers were a lot of like a young child making bad decisions. Her first engagement was at the age of 16.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That is a child.
Yep.
She seems to be better now. I can't entirely tell. Like, she was most recently on Santa Clarita Diet, the Netflix show about zombies, I think.
It's a good show. It shouldn't have been canceled. I miss it.
All I remember is that I saw it and I went, iZombie.
I haven't seen iZombie, so I don't know.
iZombie's
There you go.
Rahul's in it.
I like some of iZombie. What?
Said Rahul's in it, though.
Oh, yeah. Rahul Kohli's
Good-looking
in it.
man.
And Ali of Ali and AJ fame.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys not know that?
I did know that.
She's like
I just
the main
forgot.
character.
No, I watched it, but only for
She's Rahul's love interest.
Oh,
that's her. Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
She's
Wow.
hot.
She is very
She is.
attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solidarity. All right.
Attraction to women.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
We're not so different, you and I. In terms of romantic comedy work, Drew Barrymore has done The Wedding Singer, Never Been Kissed, 50 First Dates, and Blended. A lot of Adam Sandler stuff in there. Very frequent collaborator with Adam Sandler. I get it. He seems to just kind of like fuck around with his film shoots. Spend a lot of money.
They seem
I'd
fun.
take those roles.
I would too.
Yeah. She's also been in Donnie Darko, which I'm sure excites Chloe because she's obsessed, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
She's been in Santa Clarita Diet, as we've mentioned, and she's been in the 2 Charlie's Angels movies. I realize there's other Charlie's Angels movies, but I'm not acknowledging them. Although she was a producer on the most recent Charlie's Angels.
Oh, was she?
Charlie's Angels.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
She was a behind the scenes involvement. But in the early 2000s ones, she was a Charlie's Angel. And also, apparently, when she dresses up like a man, she looks like me.
She does. It's true. They're
Wow, do you have
identical.
a type, Ava?
Yeah.
We're not identical.
Yeah,
You are
you
the
are.
same. I get it. They're nice.
She also identifies as bisexual.
Nice.
So I have a chance.
You do have a chance.
Mm.
I think she's single right now, so
Uh?
hit her up.
Yeah, I'll just call her
Man, you're not
out.
helping your case here.
Yeah. Just walk out into the LA wilds and start screaming her name until she appears.
Be like, Drew Barrymore, I'm here.
That's how LA works.
And she will
if you
appear.
say someone's name enough times. Yeah, if you say someone's
Yeah.
name enough times loudly, you'll find them eventually.
You
The city's only so big.
Mhm.
If I can accidentally bump into friends on the other side of the city at a Target, you can bump into Drew Barrymore eventually.
It's
Make
fair.
it happen. Make it happen, universe. Mhm.
I'll just inhabit Targets in LA. Hopefully, Drew Barrymore
go.
will show up.
Mhm.
She has to. Maybe some Costco's. I feel like those are good
What-
chances of that.
Does she seem like a Costco
Just hear
girl?
me out. Who isn't a Costco girl?
It's the opposite of a Visco girl.
A Costco girl? Yeah, I identify as a Costco girl, actually.
Yeah.
Just cheap and in bulk. Yep.
That's great.
Jesus.
Oh, God. I love it.
Other cast includes Kristen Johnston as Rhonda, Drew Barrymore's sister in the movie. We have Haley Bennett as Cora in her first ever film role. We have Brad Garrett as Chris, who is Alex's agent. He is most known for Everybody Loves Raymond, but he's also the voice in a fuck ton of things. Notably, he's Gusteau in Ratatouille.
I looked that up and I saw it, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And he's Eeyore in most modern Winnie the Pooh things.
Oh,
Nice.
I love him.
Also, when I was looking him up, he was a Transformer in some direct-to-video Transformer movie.
I'm unsurprised. I am unsurprised.
Listen. Oh, God.
We also have Campbell Scott as Sloane Cates, recognizable for his roles in Royal Pains and House of Cards, as well as playing Peter Parker's dad in the worst Spider-Man movies, the Amazing
Oh.
Spider-Man series.
Interesting.
So okay, all right.
Yeah.
I know.
Remember when Amazing Spider-Man 2 was like, there's a dad plot line, and you're like, why? That's
No.
him. He's the why.
He did. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a choice that was made in that movie.
I repressed
it
that movie.
was.
I don't remember it
No.
at
That's-
all.
That's
Good.
fair.
Don't let the memories come back. Amazing Spider-Man 1 was okay, at least.
Mm.
2 does not deserve to be remembered.
No, the only okay thing I think was the Gwen Stacy thing, but
Was it even?
I
Like, they were
know.
cute, but their storyline was also so creepy.
I mean, I like the part where she died. That I think that was a decent scene. You know?
Yeah, I
That's
like the Gwen Stacy part. What part? Well, not really most of it, just when she dies.
She died. It was tragic.
I just like seeing Emma Stone's dead corpse on screen.
No. Oh my god. Yeah. No. I like Emma Stone. No. She's definitely listening to this. Emma, I love you.
We also have Scott Porter as Colin, the other half of the pop music group. Or not pop. Pop?
Pop, yes.
Pop, yep. For a second, my brain went, no, Pop Goes My Heart's the name of the song. And then I remembered that it's a pun. Or they're idiots.
Or both.
Yes.
Or both.
Answers both.
Scott Porter is most well known for his work in Friday Night Lights and Heart of Dixie, both TV shows. He's also done some voice work, but nothing that I considered like super notable. We also have Matthew Morrison, who I've labeled as that guy from Glee.
That's what he
Mr.
looked-
Schuster.
Yeah,
Shooing
So
around.
that guy from Glee.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of anyone in Glee, so whenever I see anyone that I recognize from Glee, I'm just like, that guy from Glee. Or that girl
Glee
from Glee.
person.
No, I had a
Glee-
Glee phase. My family had
I'm
a
not
Glee
surprised.
phase. It was a communal
man.
event.
I'm also not surprised. How long did the Glee Glee phase last?
2
the Glee
years?
phase.
2
Okay.
years?
Was it like season 1, season 2?
No, I don't actually know. I know we binged a lot of
Does
it
it
in
ever-
one go, but
I remember the narrative that season 1 was good.
Can I just say
People are like,
green
season
phase should
1's
be
good,
called
and
a
then the rest of
glaze?
it's trash.
Did you say glaze?
Yeah.
I support this.
Thank you.
There are a couple of years in my life where I was in a glaze. I was glazed and confused, if you will.
Oh my god.
That time is a little glazy for me. You know.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the
Well-
Venn diagram of puns and being an idiot is a circle.
You're right. It is. Continue,
Guys.
Ben.
That's the crew.
Yeah.
That means it's time for the recap. Chloe,
Yeah.
our narrative savant, our tour guide of cinematic plot. Take us away.
Okay. Yeah. This movie starts, and boy, does it start with a bang or a pop. Thank you. It's a real 80s ass song and music video. Holy shit. Great song, by the way.
It's fun. It's a fun time.
It's a fun song, you know. Band pop, they're great. The band split up in 92. Well, this dude Colin went off, did a bunch of shit, became a solo act. Alex Fletcher became a has-been and invited to do things like Battle of the 80s has-beens, where they all
Battle of the
box
80s has-beens.
instead of a singing competition, which, you know,
Iconic.
I want to watch that show now. Why isn't it?
It's like such a dumb premise, but
So
also it's so brilliant.
Yes. I'd watch it.
I kind of love it.
Mm-hmm. So Alex's manager convinces him to meet Cora, who is currently the biggest pop sensation in the world. During this conversation, Drew Barrymore, Sophie, awkwardly stumbles her way in because she's the new plant caretaker, pricks her finger on a cactus, and leaves just as soon as she arrives.
It's such a weird scene.
I love it.
It's
What is
like
this?
mood?
Why does she touch the cactus?
You know,
How does she?
Because because I've rewatched that scene 3 times now, and the way she's like holding her finger, it isn't like she was pouring and the back of her hand accidentally like went too far and touched it. It's like the tip of her finger. This woman looked at the cactus and went, poke. Oh no.
You abandoned? No, then I have to leave. Like,
Well, nice to
Okay.
meet you.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's a weird character
don't give her a
trait
key.
to establish, like, she's a hypochondriac that never comes back.
Yeah.
That's
No.
true. That, you know, if it was a more tragic rom-com, that would have come back, but oh
This
well.
could have been the Romeo and Juliet of the modern age.
If it just had more death.
True.
Yeah.
Like a little more tragic, you know. Yeah, sure. That was weird. So anytime it's time to meet Cora, and she's quite interested in Asian and Indian culture. So
Yeah.
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 So she wants Alex to write a song called "A Way Back into Love," and while Alex doesn't want to at first, his career is basically over since this dude like exclusively plays for crowds of middle-aged women at county fairs. So
You know what? During this scene,
Mhm.
or like right before the scene, I guess, when they meet the manager, Cora's manager, Glee guy, the Glee man, the Glaze,
Blaze.
they're like, "Hi, nice to meet you," and he's like, "Hey, I'm Ray," and Hugh Grant's character is like, "Ray who?" And he's like, "Just Ray," and I'm like, "Oh my god, guys, nothing in Rise of Skywalker's original."
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're right. Wow.
Mark Lawrence
Oh,
did it
boy.
first.
And did it better.
I mean, it's hard to do it worse.
That's true.
The bar is so
That's-
low.
That's anyways, let's get far away from Star Wars. So
And let's get back to Cora being like, "I don't live in the past, Mr. Fletcher. Get fucking wrecked, Alex."
God. So he agrees to write the song, but he has 4 days or whatever, you know, not a whole lot of time. He meets with a songwriter whose lyrics just kind of suck. None of it works.
Yeah.
Fortunately for him, Sophie is there watering the plants and kind of accidentally comes up with much better lyrics.
She's quirky.
She's quirky. She's not like other girls,
She's like
you know?
awkward, and she has some like words that she just sings to herself.
Yeah.
She's just a quirky girl.
She's not like other girls.
She's not like other girls.
No. She initially refuses his request to be a songwriter, but eventually gives in when he tells her, like, "Oh my god, you're so gifted. You're not like other girls." And she's like, oh my God.
I wish
really?
I'd get a job offer for a major talent from a random dude I temporarily water plants for.
Right? I'm going to start
Where's my film deal?
working for plant services now so I can do this. All right? Okay.
If you guys were rich, would you pay someone to come in and water your plants on a daily basis? Is that something you'd do?
If I just had so much money to spend, yeah, why not?
Probably.
You know?
I can see it, yeah.
If I had a lot of plants, but things die.
True. I don't
Yeah.
have any plants.
Everything does.
True. Welcome to the mortality portion of the podcast. Anyways.
Anyways.
They spend the next few days writing and getting closer with all the dumb flirting, and girl, don't fall for a musician. It'll only go badly.
If a man can play an instrument, he's cursed.
Exactly.
This is the rule.
You stay away from them. They will only break your heart.
But what if he plays the saxophone?
Mm,
Only acceptable one.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Only for the saxophone player. Yes. So while they're out walking, looking for inspiration, they pass a bookstore where a book by Sloane Cates is being featured in the window. Turns out he was Sophie's old professor, and they had a fling until, well, men are shit, and he had a fiance the whole time. Cool. Awesome. Love it. Men ain't shit. So they go back, they finish the song with like minutes to spare. They finalize the song, deliver it to Cora, and she's about to get on a helicopter and leave. She loves it, accepts it. They go out to celebrate. And to Sophie's horror, Sloane shows up at that restaurant.
Like
and,
a bitch.
Like a bitch. What the fuck, dude? Go away.
Like a fucking punk bitch.
God. So Alex like hypes her up. He's like, okay, you've got this speech that you've been rehearsing your like whole life. Now's your time to confront him because you just got like a song deal. It's great. She can't get any words out when she's face to face with him. Doesn't go well. Alex tries to defend her, and I want to punch Sloane in the face so bad. I wanted him to punch him in the face. Alex gets hurt.
Close.
He got close. He ends up getting hurt instead. So
True.
Yeah.
like, okay.
It was so
alright.
unsatisfying. I just wanted to
So
get decked so
unsatisfying.
badly.
I wanted to punch him so bad.
This is the fan service we do want, guys.
Yes, punch.
Where's our
assholes in
Hugh
the
Grant
face.
punching assholes montage?
Like I was like looking at him like, okay, he's got like a ring on his finger. He just beat him. It hurts. Come on. He doesn't.
I was like, punch him, and then he didn't, and then he started turning around, and he came back, and I was like, oh, this is the punch, and then he didn't
that was
again, and
the-
I was like, no.
No.
Tease you like that, and it's upsetting. God. Anyways, to go back to his apartment, nurse his wounds. They kiss properly for the first time, and they hook up underneath the piano. Like, okay. Sure. They later meet back up with Cora, who wants to add a lot of Indian vibes and sexy flair to the song, which is a artistic choice.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Is it cultural appropriation? You know, yes.
Yes.
It's really weird. She's doing a lot of moaning. It doesn't sound good. It's whack.
No.
Sophie, understandably, hates it. She feels like it ruins the romanticness of the song. And she, like, tries convincing Cora of this. And Alex is like, no, you can't tell her any of this because then she'll not like us. We're going to fall out of her favor. We're going to lose the deal.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yes, it sucks, but this is just business. Once again, capitalism sucks. This is the ongoing theme of the podcast.
Because she wants her music to be steamy and sticky, man. Steamy and sticky.
Ew.
That's my favorite genre.
What does that
sticky.
mean?
What does it...
Steamy, I get. What is sticky
What
music?
is the stick? I don't know. That's gross. I feel like if music makes you sticky, that's not something you want to achieve.
No. Is it like it sticks in your head? Is that sticky?
No.
I feel like that's just catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think sticky refers to, it's like that era, like early 2000s era of like Britney wannabes where there was just a lot of, like it was very sexual.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite like,
Yeah.
steamy can be like not explicitly sexual, I feel like, but sticky feels like it's an
Sticky,
innuendo
like
for something's
overtly.
Okay.
getting got there.
There's definitely innuendos happening in this overall presentation she's giving.
Oh yeah,
You don't
there's
say.
a lot.
So much of it.
So Sophie and Alex's argument continues all the way back to his place where he says that Sloane was right about her. And she rightfully leaves crying. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a dick move.
That was a real dick move. It's not something you bring up, but okay.
Yeah, he oof. He went places.
Yeah, it was like, you shouldn't go there during an argument.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Like was she being unreasonable? Yes. But
that's crossing a line, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
On that note, though, when she's trying to argue with him and she's like, your heroes would never have done this. And I'm like, dude, her heroes are rich as fuck. They don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Y'all need money.
Right. Oh my god.
And
idiots.
clout.
So upsetting.
When she's talking to Hugh Grant earlier in the movie and she's like, what do you care about? And he's like, well, like, what's the style you want? And she's like, whatever makes me money, honestly. Whatever gets me the job. And I'm like, that's a fucking mood.
It's fair.
Yeah, that is yeah. The grind never stops.
Gotta keep hustling.
Exactly.
Every day. Every day I'm hustling.
Stop.
Every day, bro. Disney Channel film. Anyways,
A lot is happening.
I'm not quoting Jake Paul right now. I'm sorry.
This took a turn.
I was hanging out with my European friends for a week. Listen, that's all we said was Jake Paul references.
You have friends?
No. None. Including the people I'm talking to right now. No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
True.
We're work colleagues.
You're right, that's it.
And that's your wife.
It's true.
That's my wife.
And that's my wife. John Mulaney voice.
Yes. Perfect. Oh, man.
We all understood.
Yeah.
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 We're hip.
We're hip.
References.
Yeah.
Down with
Totally.
the hippity hop. We're
Oh,
Alex
man.
Fletcher.
We're
The real
Alex Fletcher.
Alex Fletcher was the friendship
Whoa.
we made along the way.
Oh my god. That's crazy. Speaking of Alex Fletcher,
Yeah.
he goes to Rhonda's work to apologize for what he said. Finds out Sophie plans to leave and move to Florida. Seems like a horrible decision. I would not want to move to that state. Because as he said, only oranges grow up there. But, oh well. You know, you do you, girl. She still reluctantly shows up to the opening show of Chorus Tour at Madison Square Garden to see the debut of their song until she thinks that Alex is stealing credit for her work and then goes to leave. And then is won back over with a new song he wrote, actually asking for another chance, which is really sweet. I like that part. She goes backstage. He reveals that he successfully convinced Cora to go back to the original version of the song because he wanted to win Sophie back. And Cora was like, that's cute as fuck. Yes. And they did. They sing the song ends, Alex goes back to kiss Sophie, and it's really cute. Credits roll, but that's not it. We're back full circle with the pop music video, this time with little added facts and blurbs about what everyone's doing. Finally wrap up with a montage of Alex and Sophie's songwriting and just vibing as a couple, you know.
Which, fun fact, Ava, the music and lyrics aficionado, had never seen.
Oh,
It's true.
nice.
Yeah.
I didn't have, like, I don't know. I think the DVD cut off, it was really old. And, like, baking in my aunt's, like, old 1980s car in, like, 2005.
Nice.
So I don't think I got that far. My bad.
That's fair.
There, yeah.
That's the true 2000s childhood experience. Watching a poorly run down DVD in a old car.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's slowly falling apart.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all the
We
DVDs
all
are
aspire
kept in,
to.
like, those bid binders with, like, the
Yes.
slots. Yeah.
I have one of those. You've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that.
Before we move on, I'm going to run through my list of notes that we missed talking about, as I always do.
Okay.
Note number 1, I miss Hugh Grant's 90s hair.
Mm.
We had
good
just
hair.
seen Notting Hill. He got good hair in Notting Hill. Then we got to this movie and I was like, okay. I mean, you're still Hugh Grant. You're still hot. But like, are you 90s hair Hugh Grant hot? I don't think so.
Mm.
The running Knott's Berry joke, I love. I love it.
Knott's Berry canceled.
How dare they?
Just terrible.
when Drew Barrymore and her sister go to the performance that Alex is putting on when she like agrees to work with him, and her sister goes up and is like freaking out as Hugh Grant performs. I imagine that is a live recreation of how Chloe reacted to seeing Jake Gyllenhaal in person. And B, that is a physical manifestation of how I would react to actually seeing Hugh Grant in person.
Okay. All right. Fair. Yeah.
So Sophie's character has this whole monologue where she's like, sex is the music and romance and like long term is the lyrics. Is it? I feel like she has that backwards.
I get where she's coming from. It made sense in the moment.
I understand where she's like, oh, lyrics are like the story you get to know them by, but I also feel like maybe it's because I'm a writer, so I understand words better than I can understand like putting together music. But for me, I'm like, words are easy. Words are like the simple things that like you can quickly understand, and like music is the like the more complicated stuff that like hits you in the gut and pulls it all together. Like the less describable aspect, you know?
Yes.
I can see it both ways.
My conclusion is, I can see the argument being like, oh, when you first hear music, you hear the music and then you get to know the lyrics. So like, I understand how that argument could be made. But I also heard, I don't know, I just heard that whole monologue and I was like, Sophie, I'm not so sure this is as strong an argument as you think you're making.
That's fair. You're also the smart word guy, so like, you know.
Yeah. There's a line that Sophie has where she's like, I could be inspired by just a piece of bread, and that is Ava. That sentence is just Ava. The movie.
I love bread.
Bread is good.
Yeah, it's so good. This is the second Hugh Grant movie we've watched in like a weekend that included a lot of bread. Or mention of bread.
There was a weird amount of bread in Notting Hill.
So much toast just on armchairs.
Why?
Who's to say?
Is it a British thing?
They put beans on their toast.
That's gross.
They do put beans on their toast.
It is really gross.
That's gross.
Why.
Well, Ava just hates beans.
I do hate beans.
That's unfair.
It's a texture thing. Don't judge me.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I feel like saying beans on toast is unfair if you already dislike beans as a whole.
Yeah, but you gotta. I think beans on toast is like objectively, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
It does sound quite odd.
Yeah.
This is why England sucks.
And they're not a real country, so again.
They don't exist. Never heard of them.
No?
Nope.
Do you guys think that Hugh Grant and Drew Barrymore have good chemistry?
I'm gonna go with no. Like, they're good looking and they're good looking together and it's cute when they're together, but like
yeah, I no, not really. I think it's just like they're both quirky. Like they're both weird.
Yeah.
Like Alex makes puns and Sophie's a weird girl.
She's not like other ones.
Not like other girls, yeah.
She's not like other girls.
So they're both like quote, quote, quote weird. And I think that's what makes them vibe. Like their jokes are cute, but they're not like romantic.
No.
Yeah, that was my thought process the entire time I was watching the movie, where I was like, I'm enjoying this a lot and I like their dynamic. And I think they have like a type of chemistry, but at no point while watching this did anything happen where I went, these two are romantically like
they're
fit.
In love. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. There's that scene when they like hook up for the first time and they're like moving closer to kiss. And I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like I know I understood this was coming because I'm watching a rom-com, but in context, why?
Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah, you know. Make them kiss right now. Okay, all right.
The big smooch.
Smoochies.
Yep.
Aside from the whole cultural appropriation thing, which I feel like is a caricature of Cora, Cora's kind of a sweetheart, and she deserved better.
She does. She's actually, she's really nice.
She's really nice, and she's like supportive of them, and she invites them to the party. And then Sophie's just like, hey, you know this cool party that you're throwing to relax that you invited me to? I'm just gonna like attack your music decisions right here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Sophie, no.
No.
Sophie makes
Talk to her about this
choices.
later.
Exactly. She's like a sweet girl. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Of course, cool with it, kind of. So, you know,
Yeah.
That's nice of her.
You know.
Like, she kind of looks done with it, but she's not like outwardly mean.
Mhm.
That's the thing I like about this movie as a whole, is I feel like a lot of these characters are in a situation where other movies would portray them as mean. Like, you know, Alex Fletcher's the washed up rock star, and a lot of movies would be like, he's kind of a dick. But this movie's like, nah, he's pretty nice and chill.
Yeah.
And Cora's like the hot new pop star, and a lot of other movies would be like, you know, he really has to work to win her approval, and like she's kind of a dick, and they have to like fight against her unreasonable demands to actually get their artistic merit. And it's like, nah, she's also kind of chill
She's also
and nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate that a lot about this movie.
yeah, everyone's calm.
I like that it avoided falling to those tropes of like the douchey famous person.
Mm-hmm.
Even the agents, you expect the agents to be assholes, and they're all also kind of nice and chill. I kept waiting for Ray to be like pretentious and mean, and no, he was nice too.
He's just Ray.
They're all nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, going into the movie as a whole, do you guys have 3 favorite scenes from the movie that stand out to you, that you love? Ava, as our guest of honor, what is one of yours?
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Hi. I'm just now joining you. I think the opening scene of the Pop Goes My Heart music video is my favorite. As I said, it's something that's stuck with me since I was like 6.
Nice.
And it's very catchy. And I bond with a lot of people over just this song. It's a good time.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's
It
valid.
is. It's
Really
real fun. It's a
good.
good setup for the movie. It really throws you in there.
Mm-hmm. It lets you know exactly the tone. Like, they're like, this is
Oh,
silly.
for sure.
This is
Oh,
very
yeah.
silly. It's Hugh Grant
This is
being
what
a
you're in
dumbass.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They let you know
His
right off the
hair.
bat. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
One look at him and you're like,
I
this is
get
what we're
it.
into.
But yeah, I'd also like buy it as like an actual 80s song. Like, it sounds
I
great.
think-
I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It seems legit.
Also, like the soundtrack for this movie, I think did fairly well
It's great.
on the record
Nice.
charts.
Good.
Chloe,
Yeah.
what is one of your favorite scenes?
When they first present Cora the song on like the helicopter launch pad, and she's just sitting there silently listening to it. I thought it was gonna go on for the whole 3 minutes, and they'd just be like, "So she like it?" Funny as hell. I love it.
I have a love-hate relationship with that scene.
It's fair. I laughed, so I
'Cause-
liked it.
Here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
I laughed too. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very funny idea, but also the entire time I was watching that, I was like, I know directors who could make this much funnier.
Mm.
Like, I think that was the one moment in this movie where the fact that the directing is kind of like average, like it's fine,
Okay.
stood out to me, because I saw this scene and I was like, I've seen directors who do awkward stares
Mm.
much better than this, and that was a good joke. I just wish it had gotten the punch up it deserved. That was a really good joke.
That's fair.
Maybe I just like awkward stares a lot.
Awkwardness. Gotta love it.
That
Yeah.
explains our relationship.
Does it?
Awkwardness? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They've been awkward stares, and I was like, what do I not know?
I stare at you awkwardly all the time without you knowing it.
Okay. This is all coming together now.
Yeah. It's like if it was a movie, it'd just be shots of you, and then in the background, just me out of focus staring at you in every room.
It's so. It's a really funny image.
Yep.
So Ben, just in every single frame, Ben, and then you see Ava in the background. Just blurry. Like,
Yeah.
You miss it the first time, but you go back and watch the movie, she's always there.
Yep. It's like an Easter egg, like DVD
Yeah.
extras. Like, here are all the scenes where Ava's creepily staring at Ben.
Some days I'm in places where there makes no sense for her to even be, but you can still find her.
Yeah, it's like a Where's Waldo, but
Mhm.
like unsettling.
Yeah. It's like, is your movie like a rom-com, or is it more like a thriller?
Both. It's like The Lighthouse.
Both.
Okay. Alright.
It's like it's about what you put into it. So it's at surface level a rom-com, but if you look into it more and more, you see more and more horror elements. It's kind of like Midsummer, but reformatted. Because like Midsummer is straight up a horror movie, but it also has a lot of like horror elements woven into the background shots you don't pick up on unless you're looking for them.
Mhm.
So it's like that, but all of the surface levels rom-com.
Okay.
And all of the horror is Ava.
Nice.
Ava is doing a peace sign to indicate
That I'm
being
gay.
chill, but this is a
Oh.
sure.
Good. I do it all the time.
Yep. It's the
Gotta just remind the audience
yeah,
That's fine.
because they can see.
so the women can find you.
It's true. Drew Barrymore, if
Mhm.
you're out there,
She's listening.
that peace sign is for her, and only her.
Mm. So I had kind of trouble figuring out my 3 favorite scenes because I feel like a lot of this movie I liked for the character growth and like there's a lot of dialogue I love, but specific scenes it kind of like it was harder. There were less scenes that just like stood out where I was like yes. But my first one, nonetheless, is the scene of them developing the music together in the studio. Specifically, the moment that stood out to me was when Drew Barrymore comes up to him and she's like, I'm thinking about changing spaces to corners. So instead it's corner. Yeah. So you know what I mean? I had a quote. I was hoping it'd give you more context. It did not. But the point is, I early in this movie, it seems like they're going to do the whole thing where they're like, she's never written music before, but she's great at it. And she just writes the song and it's like good to go and we're great. So I really like that the movie took a moment to step back and be like, no, they have to workshop it. They have to, make small changes. Writing is rewriting. I enjoyed that a lot. Also, it's just a cute scene.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Ava, what is your second favorite scene?
Oh, it is the reunion when Sophie and Rhonda go see him at the reunion. There are a lot of elements. I really, really love Rhonda. Just like even coming into
Rhonda's
that scene,
great.
her just screaming
Rhonda's
like, Gary,
so
I'm
good.
going out. And then running.
Yes.
She's the best.
Also, later in the movie, when she tells Rhonda that she's had sex with him, and she's like, "You had sex with Alex
Yeah.
Fletcher?" Great,
She's perfect.
iconic.
Rhonda is
She
perfect.
is.
Perfect woman.
Yes.
It's Rhonda. And she like slaps his ass. She's
Yes.
shoving
Yeah.
people. Trying to get the photo at the end was really funny.
Oh, that was really
That's
Mhm.
all of it. All of
Could
her.
not get it.
And her husband's relationship is kind of cute.
It was.
It is
And
cute.
their kids, yeah. So I appreciate her. Yep, that's my
I like how much the kids talk back to the husband.
Mhm.
I enjoy that. Mhm.
Accurate.
Yeah.
The mom is scarier in
Mhm.
every situation.
But it's that push beyond the joke where it's not just that the mom is scarier because I've seen that joke a million times. I like that it's not just, oh, the kids don't listen. It's like, no, the kids actively talk back and they're funny too.
Oh, yeah.
Chloe,
Yes.
this brings us to you. What is your second scene of choice?
So I know it was a weird scene, but when they first kiss, where she's holding the ice to the wrong side of his face and then kisses the other side to make him feel better, it's cute. It doesn't make sense, but I like it.
It was cute.
I get that.
It was cute.
There was definitely a moment where the chemistry was like not hitting, but where the romance of that actual scene was hitting me for a second. And I was like, oh man, this is like romantic. And I was like, but wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. And I'm still weirded out by it.
Okay.
So I get you. I feel you.
Yeah. Good shit.
For me, my second favorite was the coffee shop after she sees the book in the window and she's like, I'm this girl.
Mm.
And again, I'm saying it for like one line mostly because I really love when she's asking him about like, what would you do if your heroes said that your work was bad? And he's like, well, I know this one of them I kind of know, and he's super sweet. Love him. And then he's like, Bob Dylan would. Bob Dylan has. Great.
Nice.
Ava,
Mm-hmm.
take it away with your third. What is your final choice?
I think I just like the other time he's performing at the Adventureland. I'm a little biased because I just like it when Hugh Grant performs and he's shaking his ass, but I'm
I get it.
superficial. I'm just like, Hugh Grant, ass. He's yelling at the kids. He's like, give us a clap over there, like this right or whatever, and they don't react, and it's just funny. I just like him.
It is.
Because he's singing well, and then there's the middle-aged ladies, which is always a fun joke. Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Claire, what about you?
When he sings the song for her at the end, when she's about to leave the concert, he's like, wait, here's all the cute shit that we did. Take me back. And I'm like,
So our
yes,
running
I'm a
theme
sucker.
here is that Ava really likes the sexy Hugh Grant moments, and Claire really likes the romantic moments.
Listen, I am a hopeless romantic.
You
So
are
I
a
like
hopeless
that
romantic.
Yes.
I'm
You
a
will never
hoe.
escape it.
I will never escape it. I will be. Yeah.
My final one kind of veers towards a similar idea that Ava was talking about, which is Hugh Grant. My final scene is the post-sex scene in the morning when he's like on the phone with Chris and he's like, I slept with Sophie, and Chris is like, that's terrible. Unless you're happy, then it's great. I love it. Let's make a pros cons list. I
Yes.
loved that. I loved shirtless Hugh Grant. I loved how like adult they were with each other. It wasn't that typical like awkward next day morning. It was kind of just like, yeah, so that happened. You want to come to this with me? Like,
It was nice.
we're mature people. We can handle this.
Yeah.
It's great. Like, as much as they don't buy them as a romantic partnership, I do really like that scene and how like mature they were with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Both banging their heads on the piano. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Moving on from that, guys, who was your favorite non-protagonist character in this movie? Once again, as the guest of honor, Ava, take it away.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, Rhonda's my favorite non-protagonist character.
What?
Yeah, I never
Why?
alluded to this before. Yeah. She's great. She's so funny. I love her. Just her
Now, when you-
screaming. Mm-hmm.
When you say non-protagonist, are you considering Drew Barrymore and Hugh Grant as protagonists?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I
would-
assumed. I just
yeah.
wanted to clarify.
I'd argue both of them are probably of the protagonist genre. So yeah.
Mhm.
Rhonda's great. Love her.
Rhonda is great.
And her mashed
Chloe,
potatoes.
Chloe, how about you?
Sorry, I got caught
Yeah,
up with the mashed potatoes.
Piling them on the plate.
I remembered that in a
So
flash just now. It was good. She's good.
It was great.
Chloe, how about you?
Alex's manager. I cannot remember his name right now.
Chris.
He's so funny. He's great.
Chris is great.
He's like nice. He's also funny because I was gonna mention the soccer game where he's like, "You slept with Sophie," and like all the parents like turn and look at him. Exactly. He's funny.
My wife came here with our gardener. They rode the tractor.
It's really good. I love him.
I like how his entire character arc is just awkwardly supporting Alex and my wife divorced me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's such a good actor.
He is.
I
He
like
is.
him.
He's great.
Put him in more stuff, Hollywood.
Exactly.
I'm trying to decide if I want to choose a different person or if I want to. Nah. My favorite is also Rhonda. I
Mhm.
love Rhonda. She's great.
It's a good thing I didn't pick Rhonda because I
Ever-
almost did.
We could have had the first ever. I mean, like, there's not that many, I feel like, strong characters that
Yeah.
aren't protagonists in the movie. It's a
It's
very,
true.
like, it's a very Hugh Grant, Drew Barrymore driven film. So much of it is just them in a room together talking.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I got some movie specific questions for you guys. So, you may have seen this in the document. If you could make a reality show where famous people have to box each other, who are the famous people going to be? Like in this movie, it's 80s has-beens. What famous people are you going to force together? And what are they going to fight for? Just like the Battle for the 80s Stars, they fight for the chance to sing. In your hypothetical reality show, who's fighting? What are they fighting for? Whoever wants to take it away first can.
So, I want all the weirdos of Hollywood to fight. I specifically have Jake Gyllenhaal and Robert Pattinson written down because they
Okay.
are weirdos.
Beautiful.
And also,
They are.
I saw 2 interviews comparing them while I was like going through like a list of celebrities. I'm like, okay, I need inspiration. Who would I want to fight? So in one interview, Robert Pattinson was asked, what's your favorite chick flick? And he's like, I can only think of Chicken Run right now.
Honestly, a great movie.
It's true. And then comparing it to somebody asking Jake Gyllenhaal what his favorite superhero movie was, and he's like, does Care Bears count?
Does it?
What is wrong with them?
They're freaks, and I love them both. And now they're both playing like super prominent like superhero figures. So I just want to
That's
I
true.
just want to see them go at it. Just cause they're weird.
You just want to see them go at it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No, not like that. I'm not that much of a freak.
Unless.
No, I'm not that much of a freak.
Okay. Sure. Tell the audience what you want.
Oh my god! Don't do this to me, Ben.
Is there anyone else you'd put in this category off the top of your head, or are those the two that you've like thought of solidly right now?
Solidly them. I would also probably put like
Okay.
Keanu Reeves fits in the weirdo category. I think.
I can see that.
You-
What about Taika Waititi?
He can go in there too. Make it an even 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep adding to the weirdo list. But yeah.
I feel like there's a fifth person that I'm not thinking of right now, but that would like perfectly slot into this.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Pine.
Okay.
Is he weird?
Chris Pine's a
Is he
yeah.
weird?
In Wet Hot American Summer, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if Chris Pine is like a externally presents himself as weird in the same way, but he takes on a lot of weird roles.
Okay.
Like his Wet Hot American Summer role is a really weird character. I feel like he has that energy. He has that kind of goofiness. So like it's obviously Chloe's category. She could decide if that's weird enough for her important boxing match.
It is very important to me. I feel like he doesn't quite hit that specific kind of weird.
Okay, that's fair. I see it.
He's also
What would they be boxing for?
God. Something incredibly just bizarre. And some topic that I can't even fathom right now is what they would be fighting for, honestly.
You need to like pull them on what they want and then narrow down the prize from their weird dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ava, what about you?
Okay,
What is your theoretical match?
There are layers here. Brace
Ooh.
yourself.
Okay.
All right. So it's only like B and C list celebrities. Like
All
if they
right.
got mentioned
Okay.
on BoJack Horseman, they're in the show. That child stars like who are older now and just like kind of washed up reality TV
Like
stars.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. Yeah. And like does Hayden Christensen count?
Sure.
Can he be in that
Yeah, sure,
group?
why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so all those like
You just
older
want to see Hayden
child
Christensen
stars.
fight.
I just want to see him.
I get
That
it.
makes sense.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm still in love with him.
Me too.
He can still get it.
Oh yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. So that, except this is like Super Smash Bros. Style fighting. Like they can use props.
Okay.
However, it must be themed like 1700s like sailor style fighting, like put 'em up kind of stuff.
Oh my god.
Right? Like think Popeye kind of. Like it needs to be
Okay.
cartoonishly like sailor themed. Shanties are playing. It is hosted by Willem Dafoe in full lighthouse costume.
Oh my god, I love this so much.
There's no rhyme or reason for this. This is what came to my brain.
No, this needs to
Okay.
happen now.
I hope it does. Hollywood, if you're listening.
Please.
Yeah. And what they're fighting for is a Teen Choice Awards nomination, but only for the award of Muser, which is Best Musically App Performer, which no longer exists and is now TikTok.
This is so complicated on so many
I
levels.
love it so much.
I did research for this.
I'm
I committed
so
to
glad
the
you
bit.
put way more thought into this than I did.
This is the only question
Ava,
I thought
I love
about.
you so much.
I love you too. Yeah. Anyways, that's my pitch.
Okay. Here's my pitch.
Okay.
I did not put nearly as much thought into it as Ava, so now the fact that I'm going after her makes me feel like quite awkward.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a boxing match. I'm not changing that up. I guess I could. We could make it lightsabers. I don't know. But it's a fight between every Oscar-winning director that is
Ooh.
currently able.
Okay.
They're all going bare knuckles brawling against each other. And the victory is that they get to take the money that would go to a blockbuster and use it for whatever movie they want. So they're like, hey, that money scheduled for Transformers 6 with Michael Bay, I'm using that now. And they can go balls to the wall with whatever the fuck they want.
Interesting.
But they have to beat the shit out of each other first. I'm talking Guillermo del Toro against Alfonso Cuarón. I'm talking who else has won Oscars recently? I don't know. I'm talking Bong Joon-ho stepping on the neck of whoever directed Crash because they deserve it.
Okay.
So wait, only
Might be
Oscar
asking-
winners?
Or
They have to have one.
Yeah, it's only
winners.
they have to have won.
So
Okay.
no women.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Just clarifying.
Okay.
I didn't think that much through.
Nominees
I just
could
wanted
have
to see
worked.
acclaimed directors beat. Yeah, I guess, but I wanted to see like acclaimed directors beat the shit out of each other.
That's fair.
Not that female directors aren't fantastic and deserving, but I figured you tighten the race. Like Chloe's had a list of 4. She was like, here's the 4 people that will be fighting on my show.
Yeah.
Nominees is so big. Like, would I love to see Bong Joon-ho? Oh my God. You know what? I take it back. It is nominees. I want to see Bong Joon-ho beat up Todd Phillips.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, perfect.
I
Yeah.
support that.
Yes.
Okay. Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, a lover's battle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of what my contestants are fighting for.
Oh.
So the person that wins gets cast in the next Star Wars movie. So they're all trying to lose. That is my pitch for this movie. All the weirdos of Hollywood being like, I don't want to be in this blockbuster.
Does that mean that if you lose, they all have to be? So it's like Disney just being, is this Disney Hunger Games? Disney's just like, okay, we have the power to force you into this, but we'll let one of you free if you can win this battle.
Yeah.
Wow. The new Bob has gotten onto this very fast. He's just jumping in the reins of this system.
Oh, yeah.
Disney's replaced Bob's today, guys.
Dude, that
Yeah.
I don't know
news
if you
was
saw.
crazy.
Oh, yes.
Bob Iger's gone.
Yeah. That is wild.
Truly, man. Wow.
Like, I'm not surprised he's retiring. He's been at this for a long time, but
No, but like
you would think they would have like warned us
there would have
or at
been
least
like more signs.
talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
like, hey, I'll be stepping down in like a year or like 6 months. But
Yeah.
he's just like, nah, I'm not CEO anymore. Peace.
I'm gone. Like, okay.
That's
A
concerning.
little bit. Oh well.
Yeah.
You know, world's ending.
Do you think he sees like a downturn in Disney in the future and he's just like, I don't want to be there for this. I want to be the guy who made us rich as fuck. He's like, Endgame came out. That's the peak of what we can do. I want that to be my end. You know what? I respect that.
Honestly, yeah, I get it.
Fair.
It's fair.
Then Rise of Skywalker came out and it was bad. And he was like, shit.
He's like, I gotta go.
Should have left 6 months ago.
Like, I gotta go right now. Before we make any more, I gotta go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, what's the best Hugh Grant hair to have ever haired?
So I have seen 2 movies that Hugh Grant was in. I'll just go with this one.
Okay. Wait, I'm gonna send you a photo of younger Hugh Grant.
Ooh, okay.
So here are the 3 hairstyles to consider so far before I send you this 4th one.
Mm-hmm.
We have Paddington 2 Hugh Grant. Graying, got a bit of salt and pepper thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
A dapper old man. We have this movie's Hugh Grant. Kind of like, the short brown hair. Simple, you get it. We have this movie's flashback Hugh Grant.
Mm-hmm.
That is the pop music video, long 80s style hair Hugh Grant. And then we have the 90s Hugh Grant hairstyle, which it's occurring to me you should have seen in The Big Sick because Kumail shows a photo of him with that hairstyle. But I will send you a photo for reference.
Okay.
This is a good photo. This is a good one. This is what we're working with.
Is it from
This
Notting Hill?
is- No, it's from 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Notting Hill does have good Hugh Grant hair, though.
Great hair.
Yeah.
Beautiful hair.
Ava, do you have an opinion on the best Hugh Grant hair?
I happen to think his Notting Hill hair is the best. It's very fluffy.
Notting Hill hair. Yeah.
I like a good floof in a hairstyle.
I do enjoy his Four Weddings and a Funeral hair as well, though. It's fairly similar, I mean.
It's hairly similar.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I chose to do that.
Boy, how's your research going?
See, now that first link didn't work.
The second link did, though. They're fairly similar.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that, yeah, no.
The Notting Hill 90s?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely better.
It's floofy.
Okay.
It's floofy. I like
It's
floofy.
so
fun.
floofy.
Yeah.
I was sad when this movie started, and I was like, damn, I miss 90s Hugh hair.
No floofy hair.
I think this is his worst hair.
In this movie?
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I think when he gets older, Phoenix Buchanan, like Paddington 2 hair, he's got that kind of like grayed, like dapper kind of look to it. I like it. I think this is like the worst in between, where it's like, it's brown and it kind of sticks out a bit more than it does. It's a bit more controlled in Paddington 2. As you can see, I've thought a lot about Hugh Grant's hair.
Okay. Yeah, no.
As you
I
should.
don't mind the messiness, so, you know.
Ava put effort into her battle pitch. I put effort into my Hugh Grant hair conversation.
That's valid.
Thank you. What do you guys think is the best song in the movie?
Ooh. Pop Goes My Heart's my favorite one. It's so catchy, and the video's so fun.
I get it.
Yeah.
So I did originally write Way Back Into Love because it was just catchy and that was the only song just stuck in my head as I was writing down all my answers to these. But then one of you mentioned the Dance With Me Tonight, which is what he sings at the theme park. And actually I really like that one, so I think I'm going to go with that one. It's cute.
I get that.
Romantic.
I feel like on a bias level, I should say Dance With Me Tonight as well, because it is, again, written by the high school aged version of one of my favorite musical artists. But Pop Goes My Heart is just so stupid. I love it.
It's really dumb and it's really good.
Yeah. So I got to give it to that one.
It's very good.
What are our other thoughts? How do we feel about this movie? Ava, how do you feel about this movie?
I mean, I love it. I mean, it's just, again, it's like one of those movies that I watched when I was younger, so it's got a little bit of the nostalgia factor. But rom-coms are stupid. And this one's like a little weird, which always makes rom-coms a little better. So I think just a bunch of characters being like weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Off of each other is
They're
fun.
so strange.
Yeah.
Claire, what about you?
Weird. Yeah, you're right. Weird. I have fun with it. Turns out maybe I do like rom-coms. I've never watched them, but here I am enjoying every single one that we've watched. So, you know?
You're a hopeless romantic. How do you think you wouldn't like rom-coms?
I don't know, because the hopeless romantic realization just came like recently to me, at least.
That's fair.
So
That's
I'm like,
fair.
oh, you know what? Suddenly all these cheesy moments I like in movies, I like the romance. I probably like rom-coms. So
They're so good. They make you feel all bubbly inside. I love rom-coms.
Yeah.
They're
You also
cute as fuck.
rewatch rom-com movies constantly.
Yeah.
It's insane how often you see them.
I don't have to pay attention to them if I've seen them already, and like rom-coms aren't like super plot heavy, so I put it on while I'm animating to keep the demons
Nice.
Mm.
It's smart.
out. It gets dark.
Healthy.
Oh man.
In terms of reception, this movie came out in 2007. It has a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it did fairly well in the box office. It made $145 million off of its $40 million budget. So, successful. It's pretty well. It is some music and tidbits. And by some, I mean one, because there really is not a ton of info on this movie in terms of production or like background or any of that. But I can tell you that Hugh Grant and Drew Barrymore did not get along very well.
Oh no.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, they weren't like at each other's throats, but there was an interview with Hugh Grant where he's just like, yeah, she's very like California, like Los Angeles vibes. And I'm very like, pretentious Londoner, grumpy man vibes. And I just feel like those two things didn't really like jive well. He's like, I don't have anything against her. We just did not really get along.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can guess.
Yeah.
They seem very different.
He did think that their clash did make their chemistry a bit better on screen, though. So that's fun.
Okay.
That's happened sometimes.
That's fair.
This is not the only person Hugh Grant has not gotten along with on film sets. Notably,
If he didn't get along with
his
Paddington,
tensest
I'm gonna lose it.
No, he and Paddington are fast friends, and I'm sure that Paddington invites him over for an afternoon cup of tea and marmalade on a weekly basis.
Fair. Yes.
I want that life.
But you know who isn't inviting him over for an afternoon cup of tea and marmalade? Robert Downey Jr.
Oh
Really?
no!
Yeah,
Why?
they do not get along.
What?
Did something happen?
So they were on a film together. I forget what film it was, but I know that it seems like they've patched it up recently to the degree that like they don't hate each other. But in an interview, Robert Downey Jr. was like, yeah, he seems like an asshole. Like we were working together and he's just like, I don't like him. And in an interview with Hugh Grant was like, yeah, Robert didn't like me, which made me really sad. But I guess here we are.
Oh,
That's so
Yeah.
sad.
and it's upsetting.
I know. He does get along with a lot of other people, though. So, like, Hugh Grant clearly is not, like, disliked by the general acting community. So I don't want to be like, oh, Hugh Grant's just, like, a dick that doesn't work well with other actors. It just seems like some people do not jive with him very well.
He's British.
And like I
get
said,
it.
he hates celebrity and he hates, like, the media and stuff. And I can totally see how actors who, like, thrive off of that, which I feel like Robert Downey Jr. kind of does, because he, like, lives up his whole Tony Stark persona.
That's fair.
I feel like I can see how those two wouldn't get along very well.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still upsetting.
But they did patch it up on Twitter eventually, so, you know, they
Okay.
don't hate each other, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Look at Twitter, bringing people together.
As it is oft to do.
Love it.
This brings us on to some games.
Woo.
Of course, as we kick off all of our games, it is time for the one, the only, Nailed It with Chloe Naylor. Chloe,
That's me.
as you've noticed going throughout this entire run of rom-coms don't often have, like, heavy antagonists.
No.
Especially not the ones we've watched, at least.
Yeah.
So, like always, I'm kind of just, like, pointing at something and being like, conflict.
That's the most
And in this
antagonistic
case-
one. Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, that conflict comes from Cora. So, Chloe, review Cora's sexiness.
Okay. So, yes, she does a lot of sexy dances and all that. A lot. But,
Yeah.
like, I look at her and I'm like, that's a child.
I mean, she's like 2 years younger than you.
That's
Is
a
she?
child. Is she that young?
She's like 19 in this movie.
Oh, I mean, like, still.
Oh.
Kid.
Or the actress is, at least. I don't know how old she's supposed to be.
I have no idea. You know, teen
Yeah.
pop sensation. I don't know. She's
Mhm.
like cute to me, like adorable.
I get that.
Like she
Yeah.
does sexy dances,
She's like-
but I'm like,
She's got that.
you're adorable.
She's got that, like, innocent mentality and stuff.
Yeah, because she's.
And
like,
I appreciate
super
also
nice.
that, like, yeah. And she's, like, kind of oblivious.
Mhm.
I appreciate too that this movie didn't, like, it sexualizes her kind of, but it doesn't sexualize her in the eyes of any of the characters. Like, I feel like a lot of lesser movies would have Hugh Grant, would have Alex and Chris walk in and be like, oh, hello. But in this one, they're kind of just like, that is a child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the dialogue where they're like, it's nice to see kids learning about religion, I guess. And I'm like, man, you guys are like good guys.
They're good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. It's refreshing.
I really enjoy this movie.
Mhm.
It's so good.
It's really nice.
It is. It's got fun dialogue and, like, there's some good jokes in there and the characters are all likable.
Yeah.
Good pick, Ava.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for
You're
picking
welcome.
it.
It was 90% for Hugh Grant's ass.
I get it.
I
But
get that.
yeah.
And his shirtless scene.
Yeah.
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 Moving on. It's time for executive action, where we get to act like we're producers with power, when in reality, we have no power in anything in our lives. We walk into an eternal void. But if we did have power, and we had power over this movie specifically, to give any notes, make any little changes you might want to make, what changes would you want to make? As always, Ava, as a special guest, what change would you want to make for this movie?
Ooh. Okay. Two things. One is just purely because I'm curious, but I wanted to, like, a little part of me wants to hear all the other submissions from the other has-been artists, or the other artists she asked for to do the song.
Mhm.
Just a little part of me wants, like, in the credits, a little montage of all the different versions of the song that came out of that. That's because I've been
That'd be
curious
fun.
about it since I was, like, 5.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that, I think that'd be fun. The other thing is like a weird, tiny, nitpicky continuity thing, which is, you know, like the security officer who's like one time he's like, how's my girl Sophie? And then at the end just lets her back. And that's like how she gets back there to have the reconciliation with Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see their friendship.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because like he's just like, how's my girl Sophie? Like, we're tight. I'm like, when? When did that happen? You've never met. But yeah, I want to see their friendship. That would be fun. And also would make more sense. But yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I get it. Yeah.
Chloe, what about you?
So the argument scene where he's like, Sloane was right. I felt like it was just really weirdly edited in pace. I guess is the best way to describe it. Like there was a weird zoom in on Sophie and I'm like, what the fuck? I feel like this is more serious than like a dramatic zoom like that.
That's fair.
You know? She's like, you take
Directorial
that.
choices were made.
It was like choices were made. I'm like, I wasn't a fan. Like I knew that was coming, but it felt weird. And also the movie just kind of ends and then the rest of it is in the credits.
I see it.
Yeah, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on this earlier. I would just make it not a rom-com. Which I realize is sacrilege in our rom-com week.
I know.
Or month.
What's wrong with you?
The thing is, you don't need to change that much of this movie to make it not a rom-com. Like, I think structurally, the way the movie presents itself and the way the movie plays out, they work as partners most of the time. And I think that their partnership can still follow the rom-com formula of like, you know, they come together, they find how they connect, they fall apart at some point, they come back together in the end. You can do all of that, but just don't make them romantically involved. I think that it's cool to see a movie about like a partnership developing and this camaraderie and teamwork. And I think that I really enjoy the two of them and their chemistry as friends. And it was just weird to me when they got together because I was like, honestly, you guys are like good, cool friends. And I like seeing the idea of you as like friends and partners. And it just throws me off when you get together romantically in the end. So just don't do that. They can even still have sex. I would still accept the sex in the middle. Just be like after that, just be adults and be like, hey, so that we don't feel that way. And that can be also like a fun little twist on the rom-com formula where like the audience is watching it. They think they're going to be a romantic couple in the end and then they're not. And you're like, oh, they're partners. Cool. Not every love you have to find in life has to be romantic love.
True.
That's my pitch. Ava, as the music and lyrics person, what do you think? Would you feel less satisfied with this movie if it wasn't a rom-com?
I feel like I'm biased just because I love how it is right now, which, I am heavily biased. I think I would still like it just because I like all the weird characters and I like the music. So I think I'd still jive because you're not completely wrong. And we already talked about how the chemistry's not really there. But I'd still watch it on repeat.
I get it.
I think it would definitely make it like plot wise, it falls in a very like, you know, formulaic rom-com structure, which isn't bad. But it is a movie that relies heavily on like good jokes and fun dialogue over like plot. And I don't know, I think that would also just be a way to make it a more unique movie in the overall rom-com landscape than it currently is on a plot level. But again, that's me personally.
Yeah.
Moving on though. It's time for trivia. How many times has Mark Lawrence, director of this movie, worked with Hugh Grant?
I'm gonna go with a grand total of 3 times.
I was also gonna say 3. But for changing it up, I'll say 2.
Well, you were right to change it up. You were wrong to change it up in that direction. It is 4.
Yeah, fuck.
Hugh Grant has starred in every movie Mark Lawrence has directed except for Noelle.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah. They seem to get along quite well.
Wow. Apparently.
On that note, how many movies has Mark Lawrence worked on, which is to say written or directed, starring his other longtime collaborator, Sandra Bullock, because she's in Miss Congeniality. And,
Yeah.
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 Gonna say 3 again. Just sticking with it.
Consistency.
Consistency, because I am always consistent with everything I do.
I'll go 5.
Okay. You've tied because the answer is also 4. It's
Well,
Miss
Alright.
Congeniality 1, Miss Congeniality 2, and then it is 2 Weeks Notice, which stars her and Hugh Grant.
ooh.
And the 4th one, I don't remember the name of at this moment, but it's one that he wrote and did not direct.
Okay. Alright.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Final question. What generation of Hollywood celebrity is Drew Barrymore? Like, how many generations of Hollywood does she come from? Her being one of the generations, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna keep the bit going. 3 generations. Like, I don't want to say the answer, but I'm gonna say it
Consistency.
because I'm consistent.
Keeping it up.
Jokes
I'll say
coming
4.
through.
Ava?
Yeah, I'll say 4.
Okay. You see, I'm also keeping consistency because it is 4. The answer to all of the trivia today was 4.
I wanted to say 4 so bad. I'm like, no, I gotta keep the joke going.
She is 4th generation Hollywood,
Okay.
That's wild.
right?
That is
She's
wild.
such old Hollywood that the first part of her family that was Hollywood actors started on stage because they came before film existed.
That's crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Not only that, her grandfather is argued by some to be the most acclaimed actor of his generation.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a family business.
I know. Oh my god.
Bear in mind, again, that grandfather also had an alcohol problem that her father also had. So, there's that.
So the key to success is alcohol.
Never said that. We do not endorse
That's
this.
exactly.
I feel like you just said that, yeah.
I think that's what we're going for now. Alcohol is the way, people.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Oh god.
This brings us to our wrap up, guys. What are our closing thoughts on this movie? Ava, what are your closing thoughts on music and lyrics?
I think it's a great movie, if that was not made clear already. I think everyone should watch it.
What?
Yeah, I know. I'm really subverting your expectations right in the closing here.
Ryan Johnson?
Yep, hello. I take off my human mask and reveal all along I've been Ryan Johnson.
Oh my god.
Does this imply that Ryan Johnson isn't human?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, of course, naturally. What are you, a fake
This is
fan?
the real mystery of Knives Out.
It's true.
I've
Yeah.
actually never liked a single Ryan Johnson movie in my life. I've been lying. It's a brand image I'm trying to maintain, subvert expectations myself.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you like this movie?
No kidding. Yeah. It's really good. I think it's really good humor. I think it's well written. I think the characters are really likable. I think that's all you really need in a good rom-com. It's a fun time. Yeah. These are my thoughts.
Nice.
Watch it for 40% for Drew Barrymore being quirky and 60% for, again, Hugh Grant's ass, the star of the show. Those tight pants.
That's what we're all here for. Because
Yeah.
He does wear very tight pants.
They should have won an Oscar for costume design. Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
Chloe?
Yep.
Super cute in moments. Chemistry's not there, but there's moments. Music kind of slaps.
Mm-hmm.
That I'll maybe listen to those songs later.
I think Jazz has them downloaded on her phone.
Nice.
That's how we bonded when we first met.
Nice.
Over this movie specifically. And she's like, I have all these songs saved onto my iTunes.
Our
from
guests,
years
they're
ago.
all connected.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Look it up on Spotify later.
Yeah, I agree. We've all kind of repeated these things over the course of the episode, but I think it's really fun, and I think the dialogue's really cool, and it's got good funny lines and good funny moments, and is it my favorite rom-com of all time? No, it is not near that, but it is a perfectly serviceable rom-com with good performances and good scenes and fun dialogue, and I am more than happy to sit down and watch this pretty much at any time, unless there's something else I would rather watch for the first time, because, you know, time management's a thing.
You can do that?
So many movies, so little time.
I know. So just watch
I don't have the
one.
luxury of sitting down and drawing.
Luxury, hellscape, whatever you prefer to call it.
Guys, this brings us to If This, Then That, where we tell the audience if they liked this movie, what movie they should also check out. Ava, as our rom-com expert, if people liked music and lyrics, what other movies should they check out?
Oh my goodness. So many. I think, honestly, anything that Hugh Grant is in is a good move, because I think he brings the same kind of energy in a lot of his roles, which is just like quirky guy. He's funny and very polite for some reason. Like, you should be outraged, sir, but he's just polite. More along like the rom-com spectrum, I like The Proposal. Like, I think that one's another one where it's like, yeah, these are two funny, hot, charismatic leads.
That's fair.
Ryan Reynolds also has a great ass, if we're keeping with that theme.
He does. It's true.
You can see it. At one point, he's just naked.
You're right.
So there you go. Isn't that the highlight of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those are my recommendations.
Nice.
Chloe, what about you?
50 First Dates, because I actually really do like that movie. Drew Barrymore's there. And I cannot remember which one, but it's a Hilary Duff movie where she sings, and it's from Disney movie. God, I can't fucking remember.
Lizzie McGuire, the movie?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Is it the one in Italy?
When she goes to Rome?
It's been so long, but that's all I could think of when they were on stage performing. I'm like, this is that one Hilary Duff movie, and I
Yes.
Is it where there's like the doppelganger of her, and she's a pop
I
star?
think so.
So the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been
Brilliant
about
film.
like 15 years since I've seen that.
That one underground movie, you know, maybe you've heard of it.
You know, Lizzie McGuire movie. That's been so long, dude.
Classic DCOM.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Classic movie as a whole, honestly.
True.
It's so good. It's so good.
A cultural touchstone.
Really good.
Honestly.
You made so many Lizzie McGuire movie jokes when you went to Italy for a month.
I don't know what other jokes I'm supposed to make, if not in reference to DCOMs.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You did talk about finding a nice Italian boy many times.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. To you, I said that.
And then you found out they were all assholes.
They're not all assholes. What?
Weren't the ones you met all kind of weird, though?
Those dudes were from our school.
Yeah.
Those were just regular fratty douchebags.
That makes sense. That checks out.
Yeah.
The
The Italians were very nice.
Oh.
Yeah. It was
Good
good.
for them.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. I hope they're doing well. If you're listening, Italians. Hi.
I am going to pitch. Okay. If you like this movie, here's my pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Begin Again.
Love that Sayonara Wild Hearts song.
Great. Now I just want to go play Sayonara Wild Hearts. If you like this movie, go play Sayonara Wild Hearts. Why?
Yes.
Because it's a good game. Does it connect to this movie in any way besides music? No. But does it
Nope.
matter? No.
No, good movie.
No, Begin Again is a movie from the director of Sing Street, which is my favorite movie of all time. It is technically his worst movie. He's only had 3, so like that's not saying that much. But it has a lot of the vibes of like, you know, a man and a woman meet, and like he's this more successful musical performer and she's trying to make her big break, and they write music together. Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo are the leads. And it's kind of got that more like glossy money rom-com veneer to it that this movie has. And it's got some good music in it. It's not like amazing, but I think that in terms of like the tone of this movie, that movie would hit you in the same general feels and area.
Okay.
So watch Begin Again. Finally, guys, what's one cool thing we've seen or done this week? Ava looks frozen. Ava, are you there?
Oh, no.
One second.
Okay.
It's your Wi-Fi, Ben. It's not me.
You do always cut out, though.
I know. I mean, I don't know, but like, I understand.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. My house has shitty Wi-Fi.
Well, it is your fault, actually. Just get better Wi-Fi. What are you doing?
Because I don't have control of this. It's not my house.
Well, take control.
I'm sure that'll go so well with my family.
I think it definitely will, you know?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know she is.
You're back.
Hi. Hello.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Well,
Hi.
Hello.
That was so alarming.
oh god.
Both of
It
you
happens
just like
to the best
mid.
of us. So, for audiences, we lost Éva for a second there. She disappeared. She froze. We were just sitting around and wait. Éva, before we realized you were frozen, trapped in time, lost to the abyss, I was asking, what is one cool thing we have seen or done this week? So what is one cool thing you have seen or done this week?
Oh, not much. I've been in school. The sunrise every night, every morning.
Oh.
I
you
just
don't
don't go to sleep. I'm
Okay.
awake all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a happy sunrise, but it's still there. I haven't seen or done anything cool.
Mm.
That's sad.
Chloe, what about you?
I had all of my clown friends visit from Europe, and we hung out and went to 2 Bulls games.
Such pure chaos.
Dude, they are they're huge fans of the NBA now. It's incredible.
Explain that to me. What happened here?
So
As someone who is not a fan of the NBA.
I was like, sent a message to our group chat before they got in. It's like, hey, what if you guys be interested in going to a sports game of some sort? Because the Bulls and the Blackhawks are both playing. So we can go to like a Bulls NBA game, or we can go to an NHL game. And they're like, yeah, sure, it sounds fun. Ultimately decided to buy tickets to go see the Bulls. They lost both games, but we had so much fun. And Anki fell in love with Benny the Bull, the mascot, and
Fascinating.
dude, she fell in love real hard. He's her lock screen
Why?
now. Because Anki's a furry, I guess.
Oh my god.
Well, now
Naturally.
she
So many discoveries being
is.
made.
Right? Yeah.
Does this... America's really out here influencing people.
It just mascots.
Bring a Swede to America once, and now
They're furry.
she is corrupt.
I think it was Anthony, fan of the show, that said mascots are just capitalist furries.
Not untrue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
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 We're all
Yeah.
out here just being furries. It's a nightmare.
What is one cool thing I've done or seen this week? I didn't think this answer through whatsoever.
Good job.
Thank you. Living my best life. I mean, obviously I saw Éva. That's something.
You did.
I
That was a
did.
good thing.
I have
I'll
a cool
answer
thing.
that if you won't. We got
Sorry.
ice cream. You know what? We got good ice cream. That was fun.
I'm jealous.
That was good
Yeah.
ice cream.
It was good ice cream. I've been meaning to go to that ice cream place for years.
There's a ton
And
in
I
LA,
never
man.
had.
Just move back here.
I'm going to. You know this.
Yeah, I know.
And then Chloe can, and she can also be part of this LA trip.
yeah, and then we can all get ice cream together. It's good ice
You got
cream.
me there with ice cream.
There's so much good ice cream in LA.
There is.
Salt and Straw, Wanderlust,
Yeah, it's like bougie ice cream.
Jenny's. Yeah, that's great.
With like weird ass names.
Mhm.
That sounds so good.
And weird flavors. Chloe, Salt and Straw ice cream. They have 5 special flavors each month,
Mm-hmm.
and they're wild. Like sometimes
They're
it's
so
like, oh yeah, that
good.
sounds like interesting, like unusual, but like flavors that you would assume would taste good together.
Uh-huh.
And other times they're like, welcome to October Halloween ice cream flavors. This one has bone in it.
Okay.
The Thanksgiving ones
Like,
are fun.
Bone, whatchamacallit. The stuff that's inside the
marrow?
bone.
Marrow.
Yeah. That's the word.
Okay.
In
Bone marrow ice
November,
cream.
you can get turkey flavored and
It's
mashed
chocolate.
potato flavored,
Oh my
and it's really
God.
good.
Interesting.
It's really good. There's one that's just
Huh.
stuffing
Uh-huh.
flavored. Surprisingly, really tasty.
One month they have just like bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You ever
Ice
eaten
cream
a
with
bug
bugs
in a
in it.
lollipop?
I have
Those are
not.
good.
No.
You know where they have them? Knott's Berry. If you guys come to LA, we can go to Knott's Berry Farm. It's like $20.
The Alex Fletcher experience
Whoa.
come to
Exactly.
life.
We are all Alex Fletcher.
That's crazy.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah. Listen, I can't come to LA anytime soon, but I can be in San Francisco in a week.
I think we can make that work. I think we can meet up.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
You know, spur of the moment decision. Yeah.
Sure. That's a good plan.
Maybe you want to see a concert or something?
Yeah, sure. I'm excited.
Me too.
I miss you.
Miss you too. Aw.
Not you, Ben.
No, she sees you all the time.
Wow.
I talk to you every week. I just miss Ava.
That doesn't mean she can't miss me.
I miss Chloe.
I miss you.
Wow.
It's true.
I have texts that say differently.
That I miss you?
Yeah.
It's all a lie.
Relationships supposed to be built on trust.
Yeah. Well.
And rebellions are built on hope. Bringing it back to Star Wars.
Cue theme song.
This is actually a Star Wars episode. This is my favorite Star Wars movie, music and lyrics.
Yes.
Little known fact, Alex Fletcher is the great-great-great-great-grandfather of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's all connected.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Guys, this is the end of our rom-com month. Next month, we kick off a whole new theme. That theme is Criterion Channel movies. What are Criterion Channel movies? Not channel, actually, just the Criterion Collection as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be on the Criterion Channel. Criterion Collection movies are movies that are released by Criterion. Criterion is a movie preservation capitalist company. What does that mean? It basically means, unlike the National Film Registry, which is like, oh, we're going to preserve these movies by just storing them in a vault. Criterion is like, we're going to preserve these movies by repackaging them in cool little packages and selling them to the public in the best quality we can make them. And it's super cool. I love Criterion. They're a complete film nerd company. They release some of the, like, okay, if people are a fan of video games, Criterion's like limited run games, but they've been doing it way longer. They preserve movies or release movies that you generally would not see. They're releasing Parasite and
Shout out.
Mysteries of Murder soon from Bong Joon-ho, I believe. And they've also released a bunch of other things. We're kicking it off with my pick for Criterion movies, 12 Angry Men, which is also one of the best movies ever made. Sidney Lumet, genius. Fucking genius. I am so excited.
Hey, never seen it before, so it should be interesting.
It's 12 dudes in a room.
Why are they angry? Just don't be. Be happy.
Have you seen like TV shows
No.
where they have Okay, have you seen?
I haven't seen. I don't have eyes.
Okay, you.
Me or Ava? There's two of us here.
It's true.
You.
Me?
Ava?
No,
Oh, then who?
Chloe.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You should
Yeah.
have clarified
You weren't
that.
being clear.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're really confusing.
Come on, dude.
Get it together, Ben.
So, you know how in some TV shows they have like the episode where the character goes to be on the jury, and then there's like the entire episode in the jury room where they're like, let's figure out if they did it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of those is a 12 Angry Men reference. All of them.
Okay.
Every single
The-
like
the
courtroom scene.
Well, every single jury deciding the fate scene is a 12 Angry Men reference. It might not directly be one, but 12 Angry Men basically created that idea, and everything that's come after it owes itself to 12 Angry Men.
Huh.
So not courtroom, but like jury sitting in a room deciding. That all of that comes from 12 Angry Men. I love that movie. It's great. I'm so excited to watch it.
Should be interesting.
It will be.
If it makes jury duty interesting. That's
It
a
does
feat.
not.
No. Well, well.
It makes the decision at the end of jury duty interesting. It skips the rest of it.
The 7-hour wait in a room
Yeah.
with 30 strangers
Yeah.
on a day when you should be at work.
Yeah. At least you get out of work.
Yeah, it avoids all of that.
It's true.
I've never had to actually serve on a jury.
It is long.
No, I just sat in a room for.
I feel like now that I've said that on the internet, I'm gonna get like,
Slapped with a jury
Yeah.
duty notice.
Oh,
yeah,
that's for you.
I've put it in the universe.
Good job.
Guys, if people have enjoyed hearing our melodious voices on this podcast and they want to hear our voices or our opinions or anything we have to do or say more, where can they find us? Ava, as our guest of honor, where can people find you?
Hello. I say hello every
Hello.
time and I
Thanks for
don't know
joining us.
why.
You're welcome.
Look, I'm not a professional like you guys. I'm not grandfathered in there. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Letterboxd. I also have opinions. It's Ava HP7 because Harry Potter is my brand. And then on Instagram, it's Seriously Eva, because Harry Potter is my brand.
Nice.
And you love Sirius Black.
And I love Sirius Black.
Valid.
Your Letterboxd reviews are interesting.
They're great. It's my peak
They're
comedy.
exclusively mean.
They're not exclusively
They're quite good.
mean.
You've written 3 and they're all movies you don't like.
I like to be scathing via puns.
Nice.
It's my favorite
Chloe.
mode of attack.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
I was watching the TV show Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Yeah, her name's Chloe, isn't it?
Yeah, her name is Chloe.
Yeah.
And there's a character who's like obsessed with her. So at one point, she has purchased all of Chloe's old stuff and it's in her room.
Mhm.
And she's laughing at it as if it's like laughing with it as if it's like a manifestation of Chloe. And she's like, ha ha ha, Chloe, you're so funny. Aha, puns. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow. Can't believe
There she
that's
is.
me. I'm on TV.
Chloe Naylor herself.
Relatable content.
That's me.
Loving Chloe, loving puns.
It is true.
So
That's
wholesome.
why we're married.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Chloe, where can people find you? Besides
Why would you wanna find
Wedding
me?
Chapel with Ava.
Or that, yeah. You can find me everywhere. That's Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, TikTok if you really want, Twitch, all under Echo Chlo. Or Echo Chlo as comedians on the internet want to pronounce it.
Or Dead Bubblegum Girl, as people with no sense of comedy like to pronounce it.
Get it, guys? Because I'm the dead girl that likes robots. That's me. That's all I am. I'm dead.
A caricature of a person.
I'm not even a person because I'm dead, Ben. Did you hear that? Did you know that I died? Did you hear that?
No, I hadn't picked up on that. Could you explain this to me?
Yeah,
Is
no.
it that you're deceased?
So I choked on bubblegum when I was 13 years old on the eve of my quinceanera, and I died. They didn't even fit in the funny part, which is me dying at 13 on the eve of my quinceanera. They cut that out entirely. I'm just dead.
You're just dead.
It's so funny, isn't it?
I mean, I always knew you were emotionally dead inside,
I mean,
but
yeah, but like now I'm actually physically
Yeah.
dead. It's crazy. Mm-hmm.
that's wild.
Truly, it's
And so young. Tragic.
So young and so tragically. It's just everyone that makes that joke is just a comedian that should be on SNL, you know? Because that's where...
I don't know why they haven't been given their Netflix stand-up specials yet.
Right? It's
Yeah.
gold right there.
Talent agents are really dropping the ball.
They are. Crazy. Comedy's dying, but it's right there.
Well, of course comedy's dying because, as you know, there's no way to make any joke without being politically incorrect. The politically correct comedians don't exist. It's physically impossible. Every funny politically correct comedian is actually a figment of our imagination. It's a delusional episode.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it does.
If you want to find me, you can find me at Mr_BentoBox on Twitter, at Mr. BentoBox everywhere else. That is Letterboxd. That is Instagram. That is TikTok, I guess, now. I've made TikToks.
You're making
I'm making more
TikTok.
TikToks.
You're making so many,
Yeah.
dude. I'm so proud of you.
I know. Thank you. I made those in like the span of an hour one night. And then I just had them saved for release on a daily basis.
Mhm. That's how making TikTok works.
My last one was my best. It also got the most views. So, I'm moving up in the world. I'm not Chloe Naylor. I'm not the Echo Chloe, but I have likes on a video that I've produced. So, making moves.
Yeah.
It's wild to me that I'm like, I wonder if one of these will eventually like be successful. Like I'm seeing my progression like move up a little bit by little bit. I'm getting a better sense of it. And then I'm like, Chloe's first TikTok's the fucking General Grievous TikTok.
That was my debut.
She blew up in seconds.
Peaked with that.
As she should.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm here to be supportive.
Thank you.
What a healthy marriage.
Yeah,
I know.
right?
It's
Love that
true.
for us.
I'm glad Chloe can have somebody.
Always.
Yep. Can always count on Ava.
Guys, if you like this podcast, you can rate us and review us on iTunes. You can also subscribe to us on whichever platform you prefer. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube. We are on iTunes, which makes sense because that's where you can rate and review us. It'd be weird if we weren't. You can also support That Nerdy Site as a whole at thatnerdysite.com, where you can find our other podcasts and read whatever article is being written at the time. Who knows? And you can support us financially at patreon.com/thatnerdysite. I have no idea what the next Patreon goal is, but it exists. Our fellow That Nerdy Site people will be at PAX East this week playing video games. I'm sure they're planning to write something. I have no idea what it is, but it will be something. And will there be any games left after more and more studios pull out because of the coronavirus? Who knows? But if it's like 2 games only left, the chaos of it will be something to watch. Are you familiar with what's happening, Ava?
No, I'm so out of the loop.
PAX East, you've been there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my
Who would have
God.
thought?
That's where we first met, right?
That's actually our first date.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Memories.
It's been a year, guys.
We've come so far.
Crazy. We're already married. I love it.
I know.
Love it.
I'm already getting money off your life insurance as your wife. It's been great.
Oh yeah, because she's dead.
I'm dead, right?
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
We've come so far.
It's crazy.
I like how in this hypothetical scenario, she's not only dead, but she's also someone who has enough of an income to warrant life insurance.
Yep.
I love my wife. Of course I'm going to get life insurance. Also, she brings home the bacon. I'm just the trophy wife. Yeah.
This is where I tragically find out that she's actually a gold digger, too.
I was just in it for the money and your TikTok following.
Yeah.
You actually didn't choke on bubblegum. That's just the story she told to cover up her murder.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
It's true.
Whoa.
It's a better narrative.
It's true.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Guys,
go on.
this has been That Wannabe Film Class. Ava, thanks for coming on.
Thank
This
you
has
for
been so much
having
fun.
me. Yeah.
I love you very much.
Oh, I love both of you. I miss both of you.
Aw.
This is so sweet.
I miss you
It's
too.
so wholesome. Ben, you can leave, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to know what's gonna happen after this. I don't see it.
I'm looking away.
It will be
I do not see.
both steamy and sticky.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Scandalous.
And now it's full circle.
Perfect.